Well, hello and welcome to episode 20 of the All Things Leeds podcast for myself, Ed McIntyre. A very cold and wet Ed McIntyre, may I add. It has been a grim day in Leeds. It's been raining and pouring, so I need to apologise for people watching on YouTube and Facebook for the state of my hair. But joining me in the studio this week, it is, of course, Leeds United fan and good friend Charles Foster. How are you, Charles?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Far less stressed than I was this morning, and not quite as wet as you, so
yeah,
I'm all wins all around.
You're not being affected by the weather as much.
No, my hair just don't get as wet as yours for some reason.
Yeah, good week.
Yeah, reasonably good. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Apart from the score on a Sunday, that will go over.
If you ignore the Leeds result, mate, might I have a good week every week.
Yeah, how have your exams been as well?
Oh, it's just exams, innit? Yeah. Generally all right.
Going well, yeah.
Yeah, fairly well.
Good. Well, in this episode, we will, of course, reflect on that abysmal 3-2 defeat to already relegated 10-man Ipswich Town away at Portman Road last Sunday, and what was the last game of the regular championship season. After that result, and after Derby beat West Brom 3-1 at home, we do finish third, and Derby finished in sixth, meaning we play them in the playoff semi-final. We'll discuss that, of course. We'll also look back on the Leeds United under-23s game last Monday that saw them defeat Birmingham City 4-2 on penalties to win the PDL national title and win promotion. Excellent stuff there. Me and you were there, Charles, as well, so we can go into that game in detail.
Yeah. Well, me, my brother, and my dad, and you. Yeah. we all went down, didn't we? We got seats in the West Stand. Yeah,
decent night, decent day. But yeah, we'll discuss the under-23s before looking ahead to the first leg of the playoff semi-final. We'll look at both legs of the playoff semi-final against Derby County. The first one is, of course, a Saturday away at Pride Park, and then we are at home on Elland Road on the Wednesday night. Stay tuned. So, we need to look back, first of all, on that abysmal performance down at Portman Road last Sunday, don't we? That 3-2 defeat to already relegated Ipswich Town. 10-man Ipswich Town as well. I mean, Charles, this was just really, really poor, wasn't it?
Just before we do go into that, did you say Wednesday next week? Because I think it's Tuesday next week is the...
It's Wednesday the 15th.
Are you sure?
It's Wednesday the 15th.
I thought it was Tuesday.
No, Wednesday.
All right, I'll defer to you because you probably checked it.
Yes.
Yes, this was absolute garbage. I mean, I was around my nans. I was mowing the grass, and I had a stream on in my pocket, so I only had the audio. I had the Ipswich Town audio from a stream.
Oh, no.
And you know the amount of times this season where we've had to listen to other clubs narrating the game, and they always just come out. There was one point where they started having a go at Pablo Hernandez on the Ipswich Town commentary. Because he was annoyed, Pablo Hernandez was annoyed that advantage wasn't given and the free kick was given instead. And they were like, who does Pablo Hernandez think he is? It's like, he's better than anyone in your team, mate.
It's all that I follow stuff in it. So you had to watch a poor Leeds performance and listen to poor commentary as well.
Yeah, it was kind of like double threat. It was really bad. I didn't actually... I saw Click's goal. That was pretty good. I actually really liked the Stuart Dallas goal. That was some good build-up to that.
Yeah, we'll go through the goals in a moment. But it was just so poor from Leeds. I mean, we're coming up against an Ipswich Town side who had only won 4 games before this. 2 of those at home. They only won 2 games in 2019 so far. I mean, they were poor, but we were just equally as bad. It was awful. I feel for the Leeds fans who went down there. I do. It's a long drive to Surrey and to Ipswich, and they had to watch that. It was awful.
I get the feeling that we just treated it as a training game. It was a bit of a friendly type thing. We didn't really care.
Again, it's the mindset thing of the players coming into it, isn't it? As well, And you look at the teams now. We've lost against QPR, Birmingham twice, Blackburn, Hull, Nottingham Forest, 10-man Wigan, Brentford, and now 10-man Ipswich. It does all come down to a mindset thing of the Leeds United players, doesn't it?
We've always known, and if you're not willing to admit this, then you're naive and a bit deluded that we were punching above our weight, being in the top 2. We always knew that without Bielsa, this squad would finish 9th.
Probably.
And with Bielsa, we've come top of the playoff pack. We're going away first in the first leg to 6th place team. I mean, yes, it's very disappointing we let it go in the way we did, but and this, if there was something riding on this game, if we had to win this game to come second, I reckon we'd have won it.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think it was just
there surely is something riding on this game, though. Surely you want to go into the playoffs on the back of a win and with momentum.
Yeah, but players aren't going to be committing to tackles and making runs and breaking the backs as much as they would in the derby game because it's not important.
Yeah.
Leeds, I mean, yes, we might have finished fourth had West Brom won, but they didn't. And the players will have known at half-time, I think Derby were winning 2-1 at half-time, the players will have known that it was unlikely that West Brom would overtake them. So the game went from really not really that important to being absolutely irrelevant. It was just, let's get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's crack on with the playoffs. And we really should have won it because we had a penalty at 2-2.
Yeah, we'll go on to that in a moment. But just one other thing before we dive into the goals and what happened during the game. The away game. We were talking about just a matter of like 2 weeks ago. We were saying this Ipswich game will take a load down even without a ticket, and we'll celebrate winning promotion. But now it was just a dead rubber game, really. It's amazing how things turn out.
We've done it again. Leeds, you've done it again.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually planning on going down with a few family members and just having a weekend down there, but I've decided that rather than doing that, rather than spending the money going to watch a glorified friendly, I'd spend the money going to Wembley instead if we got there.
Yeah.
Because it'll cost the same amount of money, well, maybe a little bit more to go to Wembley. But
it'll be a lot more to go to Wembley.
Yeah,
Wembley's expensive.
But the travelling will cost the same.
Yeah.
To Ipswich and Wembley. And Wembley, London. Because the right close to each other. It'll cost me the same amount to get down there.
Yeah.
And probably the same amount on booze. It's only the ticket that'll cost more.
Yeah, it'll be expensive for the Wembley trip.
If
we do get to Wembley,
it'd be like £50 a ticket or something stupid like that. But I'm willing to pay that for a final.
Yeah, we're getting into the game then. So as I mentioned, we're going into it. Ipswich has only won 4 games all season, 2 at home, just 2 wins in 2019. Now they've won 3 at home and 3 in 2019 and 5 all season. They hadn't scored 3 goals past the team all season yet. We've gone down there, conceded 3 goals and lost 3-2 against 10-man Ipswich Town. I mean, it's just, it's dreadful. It's dreadful. But we'll go into the goals then. So we went 1-0 down in 30 minutes. And this is after NkGhTg, who ran out about 20-25 yards and took down Colin Quainer. I mean, there's no need for him to come out there, is there?
I mean, yeah, that was really silly because I don't think there was actually a goal-scoring chance there. I think.
Well, there's defenders there.
I think the defenders would have covered that.
Yeah.
But I don't blame. Like, this is part. He bears significant blame for this, but the defence because the initial free kick didn't come to anything. It was the second phase where the defenders didn't deal with it.
Yeah, but they still, ended up scoring because they were given that chance from the set piece that Kiko had given away.
He spawned the chance, but it's not solely his fault because the defenders should be clearing that.
But it is poor from Kiko, isn't it? I mean, why does he rush off his line like that? He just streams out like 20-25 yards.
I think he likes being the kind of classic sweeper keeper, and he wants to be out there.
But he's too far off his line, though. It's
happened to Manuel Neuer in the past. Do you remember when in the World Cup where Neuer ran to like the halfway line because Germany were penning South Korea in that much, and South Korea counter-attacked and just ran the full end of the pitch and scored because they just ran past him. Yeah,
but I mean, there's no need for NkGhTg to come out here. It takes down Quainer. He's given a yellow card, but I mean, it could have easily been a red card. It really could have. If that's any other referee, that could have been a red.
Yeah.
And at that point, he's out of the 2 or the three playoff games potentially.
No, you get 1 match ban for professional foul, so you'd only get first leg of the semi-final.
Well, he's out of the playoffs anyway if he gets a red card.
Yeah, but I got to say, I was very angry with him after the game, but I was more angry later on, which I'm sure we're going to go into in a minute.
But there's no need for NkGhTg here. But they get a free kick. They put one in, and then the ball ends up falling to Flynn Downs, who puts in.
Who has never scored a professional goal for Ipswich Town before,
and now he has. But I mean, again, as you mentioned, poor defending from a set piece, and we struggled with defending set pieces all season. I mean, does it worry you going into the playoffs with the fact that we still can't defend set pieces well?
Yeah, because set pieces are the DNA of the championship. If you can't score from corners, you can't score from penalties, you can't score from free kicks,
or you can't defend them,
and especially if you can't defend them, then you're in trouble, serious trouble.
Because that's what half of the teams do in the championship. The majority of the teams have.
I'd argue. Well, I can finally get my words out. I'd argue that over half the goals scored in the championship are probably as a result of set pieces.
Yeah, definitely.
They might not be directly, but indirectly, second phase, corners in, free kicks in build, quick free kicks. Nearly all, I'd say, well over half the goals are as a result of set pieces.
Yeah, I'd agree there. But yeah, poor defending from a set piece. But first of all, free kick comes from Kiko, no need there. But it's 1-0 to Ipswich. But we do equalise just before half time. As you mentioned, Click a really good goal here. But it's all come from Elland. He's sprinting to get to a loose ball on the right hand side, cuts it in first time, then Click first time finish. I mean, it was some goal, some finish.
Yeah, he was doing that a lot earlier in the season. He was kind of running into the box late, and the kind of the only player that's coming to mind right now is Lionel Messi. Does that quite a lot, running the box, but obviously nowhere near the same ability. But no. the same type of runs he makes, the kind of just late into the box, hang about near the edge, and then wait for the cutback. He scored similar goals all season. He scored one against Reading, which was exactly the same when Bamford dummied it and just left it for Click. Yeah, swept it into the corner. He's got ones against Rotherham, pretty similar, waiting for the cutbacks. We clicked the Blackburn one as well. Away, that was the similar type of goal.
No, but this was a first-time shot, really powerful as well, really good finish. I mean, 14 yards out as well. It really was a spectacular finish from Click, out of nowhere as well, really.
Yeah, it was a little bit of inspiration when we needed it, but sadly it didn't mean anything in the end.
But 2 goals in 2 games now for Click. He's coming into some really good form at the moment, which is great. He's at the right time as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got confidence front of goal right now, which is good. We'll need that for the weekend. And if he can get another goal versus Derby, that'd be brilliant. But yeah, because he obviously scored that worldie against them at Pride Park in August, which while I was sat in the pub in Garforth. Yeah.
What a goal that was, but Click scoring goals. It has to be done. Has to be done. But yeah, 1-1 at half time, but we do go 2-1 down just 2 minutes into the second half.
We've done that a lot though. Last few weeks.
QPR, I remember. Freeman, he's got the only goal of the game 2 minutes into the half.
There's been other ones than that though. There's been. Was it Forest as well when we did that? We just conceded straight off kick-off, basically. We just seem to fall asleep off kick-off.
Yeah, it's really poor. And Andre Dozel, he scored this goal. But Ipswich are hitting us on the counter-attack now. That's how bad we were. Ipswich Town scored a goal and hit us on the counter-attack.
Well, we are weakest on the counter-attack.
Yeah, we are. But Ipswich Town, they're not good on the counter-attack, but we've conceded there. Oh, it was just dreadful to concede.
Yeah, it was a really, really terrible goal, but and I remember swearing loudly at the lawnmower and my nan having a go at me for swearing at the lawnmower.
Charles and his lawnmower. That's the title of the podcast. Charles and his lawnmower.
Oh, great stuff.
But we're 2-1 down to Ipswich. Oh, jeez. But it's 2-2 on 76 minutes. So we do give it a lot of time when we're 2-1 down. But 2-2 on 76 minutes. Nice move from Leeds United, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it was a quite a lot of good build up and getting Elland into that great spot. Yeah. Just inside the box on the byline, cutting it in. And this one, Roof really should score, but it's the bar. Yeah. And let's be fair, Dallas just palms that in. That's a handball. That's a definite handball. Yeah. But it gets given.
Yeah, but it's good play. I think it's Jack Clark who lost the ball up to Erling, and then he cuts it in. I think it just hits Kemar Roof. I don't think Roof knew too much about it, but it hit Kemar Roof, hit the crossbar, bounced down, and then just hit Dallas and went in. It ended up being a messy goal, but a really nice build-up before that, though. So yeah, it's 2-2, but we then get a penalty just 3 minutes later. Luke Chambers bringing down Kemar Roof. Was it a right call for the Reds?
I mean, Roof is literally about to score when he just slides into the back of him. So yeah, that's like a textbook example of a red card.
Yeah, goal scoring opportunity, denied it. Yeah, definite red card, straight red card. And it's Kemar Roof who does step up. I don't think, when we're hearing Kemar Roof was stepping up, I don't think any of us were surprised.
I thought he would score. I was stood in the garage having put away the lawnmower. Sorry to keep bringing up the lawnmower, but that's literally what I was doing. I was putting away the lawnmower.
Story of the podcast, mate.
I actually got a notification from Phil because I've got him on notifications, and I just got Leeds penalty. And I thought, right, sorted. And then I just thought, and we missed it, and I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah, we're 3 penalties now that we missed.
I'll be honest, when they scored their winner, I
Oh,
I sniggered. I thought, yeah, of course, of course we have.
But yeah, Kemaru, he stepped up. But I'm thinking, no, he's got to score this. Got to score this. You know, we can't have Bamford missing, then Pablo missing, and you know, Kemaru. I want surprise seeing him, but you know, he can't miss. But he does. He comes and he ends up flying over the bar. But you know, you give Ruth the benefit of the doubt, though. Don't you? He did slip, and when you're slipping down, you know, there's not really much you can do about it.
I'm sick of our players slipping over.
Yeah, we slip a lot.
Jack Harrison spends more time sat on his backside than he does stood up. Alioski falls over all the time. Ruth slips a fair bit. It's so frustrating. I mean, I don't see any other team where people consistently fall over as much. There must be something wrong with the bloody boots.
Yeah, change of studs needed. Probably just having all those blades. Get proper studs.
Those crap blades from the early 2000s used to wear in Sunday League.
Yeah, but yeah, Ruth, he missed the penalty. Yeah, he did slip, flies over the bar. That's 3 penalties now that we've missed in a row, which is not good. We need to improve on that.
No, because there's a decent chance we might end up in a penalty shootout in the playoffs.
I mean, God forbid any of our playoff games go to a penalty shootout, because I would not fancy our chances in them.
I noticed that Matthias Klick liked Moscow White's tweet requesting the club let him take pens.
Yeah, he released Moscow White for Square Ball podcast. He released a video, a compilation of Klick's penalties from the years. It included the one that he scored for Leeds against Burnley in the penalty shootout in the Cup.
The most casual penalty of all time.
All his penalties were really casual. He just seems so confident taking penalties.
Because he knows which way the keeper's going.
Yeah, he does look like a good penalty taker. And if he is on penalties, then no complaints. Anyone on penalties apart from Bamford, Pablo, and Kemar Roof now.
I don't think you can just chuck away our 3 top scorers.
But what is the idea now? What do we need to do to improve on penalties? Is it just practicing?
I honestly don't think we practice penalties or shooting in general in training.
Yeah,
I think we do all our training gets focused on kind of passing manoeuvres and getting out of tight spots. I don't think we practice shooting whatsoever, which is why we don't practice shooting. We must get in better positions than anyone and put all of our shots wide. The amount of times that the likes of Forshaw and Dallas blast a shot wide or high and wide, or Alioski's sending it over the bar. That happened all the time. Yeah,
but we definitely do need to start practicing penalties now, because it is the playoffs. It is a cup competition, if you like. Really, we can go to penalty shootout. So it definitely needs improving, and it is quite worrying. But yeah, Ipswich down to 10 men. It's 2-2 after those missing a penalty. But despite Ipswich having 10 men, they go 3-2 up late on in 90 minutes. A mistake again from NkGhTg.
It was the fact that he just runs off his lines so much, and eventually you're going to get caught out, and he got caught out.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the ball's flying in, it bounces, and then it goes up, and it's like on the edge of the box. Luke Haling's there. He's going to head it away and deal with it, but NkGhTg just sprints out and goes to punch it away for some reason.
And punches it away from Ayling. Gets picked up by Coeno, who just finishes it.
Yeah. But again, there's literally no need for NkGhTg to come out here. So on the edge of the box, Luke Haling's there. I mean, if the keeper's going to come out, call for it, first of all. That has to be an issue. Communication. I mean, NkGhTg can't speak a word of English. I'm not one for saying just get English players, but that has to play an issue on the field. In the changing room, Bielsa, he's got someone who translates for him. But on the pitch, NkGhTg, when no one else can speak to him because he can't speak English, then that has to be an issue. But communication's poor here. If he's coming out, he needs to tell Luke Ayling. But I mean, there's no need for him to come out anyway, because Luke Ayling is literally there. He's stood right there, and NkGhTg just comes out and just tries to punch it away. It's stupid decision making, awful communication, awful distribution in this game. I mean, how many times does he do his kicks go out for throw-ins? I mean, would you drop NkGhTg? Would you drop him and bring in Bailey Peacock foul?
I said I would when I was talking to a mate of mine earlier.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah.
I would agree as well. I said it in match report, and I probably would. It's weak. It's not just this game he's been poor. 2 big mistakes that's cost us goals in this game. But it's not just this game that he's been poor. He's been poor for weeks.
This is Ipswich Town as well. I mean, this game didn't matter, but if he does it against Derby, or he does it against if we get to the final, he does it against the likes of Aston Villa or West Brom, we're going to get punished.
Exactly. And it's not just this game he's been poor. He's been poor for quite a few weeks. I think since Wigan, he has been really poor. Brentford, for their goals, he was too far off his line. For Wigan, that first goal, cover your front post first of all. for me, I don't think he's been that good of a goalkeeper. I mean, no wonder he was third choice at Real Madrid, and I think that's why people cut him some slack because he was from Real Madrid. But that's not an excuse. Like, come on, just because he's from Real Madrid, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. No, he isn't. He's with the experience he's got as well. I expected much more from.
I don't think he can lay all the performances of the last couple of weeks at his door, though.
No, but
it's been we've just lost all our solidity recently. I don't know why that is.
But the goalkeeper's a big part of the defence as well.
We were defensively poor against Wigan and defensively poor against Brentford.
Yeah.
We were defensively pretty good against Villa, but that was a bit of a one-off.
Yeah.
And we were really, really defensively poor in this game.
Yeah, but
Luke Ayling made a mistake for that goal as well, but he generally had a good game, so I'll let him off.
No, but Luke Ayling can't do anything. He's got his eyes on the ball. Keekuk, if he's going to come out, he needs to talk to him. And yeah, I just expected a lot more from Keekuk. I really was. Coming from Real Madrid, I was just thinking, he has to improve a lot. But yeah, two big mistakes for him. Of course, it led to their third goal. Just dropped nicely for Colin Quainer. And despite it being outside the box, it was an easy finish because it was essentially into an empty net. But yeah, we'll lose 3-2 to 10-man and already relegated Ipswich Town. Just shocking. So when you say it like that, 10-man and already relegated Ipswich Town, it's shocking.
It's not like Wigan where they had like 60 minutes with 10 men. They only had like 10 minutes if that with 10 men, so it's not that bad. But
no, but still, you expect missed penalty as well put into that. You need to be winning. I mean, even with 11 men against 11 men Ipswich Town, you need to be beating them, but we just didn't. We lost 3-2, and yeah, it was shocking. Something has to change and improve quickly because it isn't working right now.
No, we just need to get back to the way we were playing it. Yeah. We keep saying this, but we need to...
It's easy to say, but...
We need to get back to the way we were playing it at kind of midpoint at the start of the season.
Just did a massive kick right up the backside and just get going again. It needs to improve quickly going into the playoffs.
But I think if the players can't get themselves up and firing and read the mistakes out of the game for a playoff semi-final, then we know that where the fault is, don't we?
Yeah. It's the players and the mindsets, really. But yeah, anyway, we do still finish third because Derby did beat West Brom 3-1 at home. A perfect result, really, that one. I mean, one because we didn't want to have Middlesbrough in the playoffs first of all, so Derby getting in there. But also West Brom didn't win, so we did finish third. So Derby kind of doing us a favour there, really. But yeah, we do have Derby County in the playoff semi-finals. We'll go into it a lot more towards the end of the podcast. But how are you feeling going into this tie with Derby County? Are you feeling quite confident about it?
I am, really, and it's a bad sign. Yeah, I mean, Derby are the only team I've seen us convincingly do both home and away this season.
Yeah.
We've done some teams home, we've done some teams away, but we haven't really slapped a team home and away apart from Derby.
Yeah.
We destroyed him in August, with the exception of a Tom Lawrence free kick that which should have been saved. We've got quite a few issues with goalkeeping.
Yeah.
But at Elland Road, we just battered him. It could have been 4 or 5, and we just... It was the same with the Swansea. It was similar to the Swansea game. There was a home game similar around that time where we just kind of slapped him about and didn't really beat him as comfortably as we should. Yeah,
that's the only thing that's given me confidence going into the tie, knowing that we have slapped Derby County before the season, and after Bielsa showed us in that press conference after Spygate, he knows everything about Derby County. He probably couldn't know any more about them. So, yeah, that's the only thing giving me confidence going into it. But as I said, we'll go a lot more into it.
I mean, after the events of this season, you just know that the football gods had this in the script that we were going to face Derby County in the playoff semi-final.
Definitely. But yeah, as I said, we'll go into it in a lot more detail towards the end of the podcast. The other playoff semi-final is Aston Villa versus West Brom. It's a derby. It's a big game. Who do you think will come through that the winner?
I really can't split them. If they're both on form, it'll be a cracking fixture, that.
I mean, West Brom aren't on form, though.
No, they're not. But I mean, Derby did kind of cheat a bit to win that game.
Yeah, we'll go into that.
We'll go into that a bit. Well, I won't talk about them now. But but West Brom were a bit similar to us. They always turn up more in the bigger games.
Yeah, I mean, they do have some class players. I mean, I think if everyone's just saying, Leeds Villa final, Leeds versus Aston Villa final, it's not going to be as easy as that. I mean, Aston Villa, I've got West Brom. West Brom did finish 4th, and they have got a lot of good players.
I don't really care who we've got in the final as long as we win the game.
Yeah. I mean, we beat both of those teams, so, I can see Aston Villa going through if I'm being honest, but it'll be interesting. It's a good tie, big derby. So
the neutrals and the pundits and the bookies will all have Villa going through, but you can't discount the strike force of Rodriguez and Gale and Matt Phillips in midfield, and you've got who they got? Is it Holgate? They got at the back. Yeah,
El Ghazi. They're a good team at West Brom.
Sam Johnston at goal. They've got a few good players.
Yeah, they're a very good team at West Brom, and it will be tough for Aston Villa. So it's hard to split. It'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Now we will go into that Tom Lawrence one now. So a clip of Tom Lawrence circled online, particularly Leeds United Twitter. So basically, Tom Lawrence during that 3-1 win over West Brom, he looked to have dived to win their penalty, which they did end up scoring from. Harry Wilson scored it, but yeah, he appeared to dive. Bartley, he did leave a leg trailing. People saying, I mean, I think that there was definite contact there from Bartley, but Tom Lawrence ends up going down about a second afterwards. That's where my issue is. Yeah,
but the FA are never going to set the precedent of contact on a player and it's still being a dive. They're just not going to set that. Yes, he goes down really, really easily, but if you leave contact on a player, then you're never going to get retrospectively banned for it.
And when you're leaving a leg trailing, you're calling for a penalty, aren't you? It's a rookie error.
Yeah, Bartley should be on his feet, squaring him up. And sending him wide, showing him the outside, and then hopefully he's got trust in his keeper to narrow the angle and make the chance hard. But it's a mistake from Bartley, and that was never going to go our way.
No, was it dive for you though? Do you think it was a dive? I think he definitely made a meal of it, but there was definite contact there.
There's contact there, so. You can't say because dives are where there's zero contact.
Yeah.
So I will say that that's definite gamesmanship. That's bending the rules, but it's not cheating.
Yeah, he definitely did make a meal of it to win the penalty. But yeah, definite contact there. But Viervelder did look at it, three-match official, saying that he had no case stance.
But then again, we bent the rules this season, so we can't really say much.
But yeah, shock horror, free official saying that he had no case stance for. If otherwise, then he probably could have got a 2-match suspension for successful deception of a match official, which I think a lot of Leeds fans were wanting, just to rule him out of the playoff semi-finals. We're clutching at straws here. But yeah, Tom Lawrence, he's not banned. He is fine. Martin Waghorn, though, he's out for Derby, isn't he, going into the semi-finals?
It's a bit up in the air at the moment.
Yeah, they're looking at it.
I reckon he might make the bench, but he appears to have a sore Achilles, and sore Achilles are really difficult to kind of shake off. They're a bit. Achilles are similar to hamstring in that they tend to linger for a bit.
Yeah,
they tend to take a while to work off. But and he normally starts as well for them. Lampard likes him up front as someone to bounce balls off and play in Mount and Wilson and Lawrence in behind.
Yeah,
to pick up the second balls. But if they have. He's a loss to them, so we just got to hope he's out.
Yeah, if he's out, then it will play into our advantage definitely. But Tom Lawrence, he definitely won't miss the playoff semi-finals unless, of course, he does get injured. But no complaints that Derby did win. They did do us a favour, and I preferred them over Middlesbrough. So it's kind of a perfect result there. But it will be an interesting tie, and we'll look into it properly later on. Now, before we go into the Leeds United under-23s, let's talk about Marcelo Bielsa's press conference ahead of the Ipswich game, because it said quite a lot of interesting stuff in that one, particularly about his future.
He appears to have basically said that whether or not he'll stay at Leeds isn't determined by what league they're in. It's just whether or not he wants to stay or whether or not he wants to go. And he gets there's the kind of general feeling around the club, but you sense from journalists where they think he probably will stay another season.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Hay released an article, a few weeks ago saying that Leeds United are very confident of keeping Marcelo Bielsa despite what league they're in next season, which I think, coming from Phil Hay, I think gives a lot of people confidence. There was also that interview with Marcelo Bielsa's brother, who said that in his contract, if we go up, he has to stay. If we don't go up, we have a 1 year. We have an option to extend his contract for 1 year, and he said that Marcelo Bielsa will not break a contract. It's not with his family beliefs or whatever it is. So I think with that, Phil Hayes' article, Bielsa in that press conference, he did say, and I quote, "I would never say that if we stay in the Championship, I won't stay here. I just said it was not the moment to talk about it. The club is more important than whether it plays in the Premier League, Championship, or League One." So basically, bigging up Leeds United there, Marcelo Bielsa, and saying
he's saying there that until the season is absolutely over and there's no more football to play, I'm not interested in answering questions regarding his contracts.
Yeah, he just had to cover up what he said last week because he was asked about his future and he said it's not the time to talk about it. People took that as, all right, he's not staying. But sports journalists he's
purely saying there, let's play the playoffs, and once we are where we are, then we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, it's not right now to talk about.
He's not future. Committed either way.
Yeah, but for me, I think with him saying that, with his brother coming out the other week, with Phil Hayes' article, and also, remember when Lewis Baker left? He was on loan and he ended his loan. Bielsa apparently told Lewis Baker, "I want you here for next season." I think with that, I am really confident that Marcelo Bielsa is going to stay next season. I really, really do believe so.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident he will.
Yeah, and do you think him staying is more important to Leeds United than if we go up this season? Do you think Bielsa staying for next season is more important? I mean, it would be nice for both, but
that's a really hard choice, that. Because if you told me we'll give you 200 million quid, but you'll lose Bielsa, I'm not sure we'd stay in the Premier League. Whereas if you told me we'll stay in the Championship but have no money, but we get Bielsa again, there's no guarantee he'll have the players he needs to get us up. So it's a bit of a catch-22.
Yeah, but they think Bielsa saying is very important though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's fundamental to the club. He's changed the club hugely.
Yeah, it's key to build on what you've thought.
I think how kind of disillusioned and despondent everyone was last summer.
Yeah, I mean we just want stability at the club. I remember.
Do you remember playing QPR in the sunshine? We beat him at Elland Road on the last game of the season, and nobody could be bothered. It was just like, there was 28k there. Nobody was really bothered. Yeah. Everyone was kind of like, whatever.
Yeah. But we were definitely doing it to keep Marcelo Bielsa. I mean, I remember Guy Monk, we wanted him to stay, one, because we had a really good season, but I even remember when we had Steve Evans and we wanted him to stay, just to have that stability of, not changing managers.
I would like to put this on record that I did not want Steve Evans to stay at my football club.
No, I mean, I didn't want him to stay, I just wanted stability, and if Steve Evans had to stay to give us that stability, then so be it.
I mean,
yeah, very important.
Watching him wander around Elland Road in aviator sunglasses and a sombrero and a pair of shorts. Jesus.
It was him celebrating Rotherham staying up.
Being 4-0 down to Brighton at half time.
Oh, yeah. Don't remind me. But yeah, Bielsa staying is very important. I'm very confident that he is staying. He also said that Leeds United have been fined for failing to control the players against Aston Villa. And Bielsa said that he will personally pay that fine because it's his responsibility. I mean, great gesture from Marcelo Bielsa. And I mean, I guess he's kind of got a point as well.
As long as he's saying he's punishing the players internally, because if he's just saying to the players, "Oh, whenever we get fined, I'll just take up the chin. It's my fault," then the players aren't going to learn from that. But if he says, "I'll pay the fine, but you're all internally getting punished for kicking off," then they won't do it again. And it won't cost him money. And because the players have got to have respect for the club and for the fans and as much as I hate to say it, for the actual league itself, because we can't just kick off every week, otherwise we'll just get too many sanctions and we'll struggle, we'll get suspensions and things, and we don't want that to happen, because we want to have as many players, because we've already lost too many players to injury this season. We can't afford suspensions. Yeah. There's certain clubs that haven't really had that many injuries and can afford suspensions. We're not one of them clubs.
Yeah, definitely. But he said that he's going to pay the fine, but this comes after he admitted that he had already paid the £200,000 fine for Spygate, the whole Spygate thing. He paid the £200,000 fine for it.
I'll be honest, I thought he already had paid that. I expected him to pay it because he'll view that as this is. Well, he said at the time, didn't he, when he got. When the FA questioned him about it, he said, "This is my responsibility. I've not done this because the club's told me to do it. I've done this because I want to do it. Yeah. Therefore, he'll see that as this is my fault. This is the punishment." Yeah. He also said he'd accept any punishment laid down by the FA or by the EFL. Yeah. The EFL issued him with a ludicrous fine that's 10 times the amount you get for racism. Yeah. I would like to point out. And he just said, "Fine."
Yeah.
I'll pay that. I'll pay your extortionate fee. Go away.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just insane, isn't it? He's paying, £200,000 fine and the fine for failing to control players. It's just insane, and I think, with everything added up, he's staying, and he is falling in love with Leeds United, kind of really. But on the topic of Spygate, that's cropped up again. Shock horror with the Leeds versus Derby playoff semi-final coming in.
Well, it was never not going to crop up, was it?
Yeah, but Sky Sports, so basically for anyone who hasn't seen this picture, there's basically a still of Sky Sports News.
if any of you can see that, I'm holding it
up. But it'll be online anywhere, so go look at it. But basically Sky Sports News on the big TV screen that they have behind them, they had a graphic of Derby County's training ground on the right, and then on the left, Marcel Bielsa in bushes with binoculars looking, spying on Derby County. It is disgusting, that.
It's just the kind of ludicrously pathetic crap that you'd expect from the same company that runs The Sun.
Yeah.
It's just, you would expect that. I mean,
you wouldn't expect it from Sky Sports.
Yeah, you would. I would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, just to get clicks, isn't it? It's literally just to get clicks.
It's just for
get people talking.
Attention, for money. It's just... Yeah, I don't expect anything more from Sky Sports.
But it's embarrassing, though, for a company like Sky Sports to create something like that. It is embarrassing. I mean, it doesn't even look good.
And then the problem is, like, this happened in the post-match Ipswich press conference as well. When you challenge them on it, when you say that, oh yeah, that's pathetic, what the hell are you doing that for? They always go, oh, you've got no sense of humour. It's like, it's not to do with sense of humour. It's not funny. It's just... It's pathetic.
Yeah, a journalist asked him, will you be spying on Derby? And then Bielsa replied, do you know that spying's illegal in this country? And then the journalist said no, and then Bielsa said,
you're lying.
Yeah, you're lying, so you don't deserve an answer. And then the journalist said, oh, well, I'm joking. And Bielsa said, well, if you're joking, you're not funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not funny. I mean, the graphic doesn't even look good. It's embarrassing from Sky Sports, and, it's disgusting. It's disrespectful to Bielsa as well,
English football and Sky Sports and that whole kind of coven of hand-wringing, sanctimonious, I can't say the actual word I'm thinking of, people, but they're all like that. They're all just... They're not open to new ideas. They're not open to outsiders. I mean, they're not open to... and they're especially not open to a character like Bielsa, who's a divisive figure as is, joining the most divisive club in English football. Yeah. That's a gold mine for journalists trying to make a name for themselves, isn't it? And then the Spygate story comes up, and suddenly you've got a chance to be the big name in sports journalism. I mean, I know you're going into sports journalism, mate, but you can't deny what I've just said is true. A bunch of these...
No, but you want to get clicks, you want to create a story. That's the way the journalism industry is going. But I mean, no, I mean, just to think someone came up with that idea, someone created it, and then the producer went, you know what, that looks good, let's just stick it up. To think someone actually thought of that, I think it's just, it's embarrassing, it's disgusting, it's disrespectful, and it's frankly just not funny from Sky Sports, really. Not funny at all. But that's that.
Don't get me wrong. It's like it's not a can't hack banter. If it was funny and it was decent, then you think, oh, whatever. Then fair enough. The club will send something back like it normally like it has been doing a lot this season. Like when we got this scrap with Pizza Hut for some reason. We've done a lot of them. One of the members of
Niall Horan.
Yeah, I want to say Niall Horan. One Direction got a bit of banter sent his way. That's all right, but that's just libelous and disrespectful.
It's just not funny at all. But that's that. Let's now move on to the under-23s. Try and cheer ourselves up from talking about the embarrassments of Sky Sports. The game last Monday at Elland Road, Leeds United under-23s beat Birmingham City 4-2 on penalties to win the PDL, the Professional Development League. If you don't know what that stands for, national title to win promotion. Charles, as I said, me and you were there.
I'm not sure they've won promotion. I'm not sure. Purely because I thought they did, but someone told me that you had to have a Category 1 academy to be in the Premier League 2. So I'm not entirely sure.
Fair enough.
But they definitely won the national title. Yeah, they are definitely they are the best club in the country at youth level. That is the highest honour you can get. Yeah. Besides winning the Youth Premier League, that's the highest honour you can get.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's still a brilliant achievement because they've had to play everyone in their league, everyone in the Southern League, and then they've had to enter a playoff and beat Coventry, and now they've gone on to beat Birmingham City. And in the game, Birmingham had the more clear-cut chances. But before we go on that, we'll talk about
yeah
the queue.
Yeah, before we discuss the game, the scenes outside Elland Road afterwards. So basically, 12:30 p.m. kickoff, but it's on a bank holiday Monday. They made it free entry, which no complaints that it's free entry. It's giving people more of a chance to watch you in 23. It's giving more publicity. But yeah, 12:30 kickoff on a bank holiday Monday, free entry. But Leeds United had only opened one stand.
Yeah,
one stand on a bank holiday Monday.
Yeah,
Leeds United fans,
that was a mistake
for a big under 23 game. I mean, how does no one think, we could get quite a lot of people, more than no?
Apparently, one of the stewards said we were expecting about 500 to turn up, and nearly 8,000 turned up.
It's just naive,
and a bunch of people got turned away. It was really naive.
It's so naive.
They should have opened the full cop. Really, if they'd have opened the full cop.
At least two stands.
And the West Stand, they'd have probably got everybody in.
At least two stands. Open up at least two stands. It's a big under-23s game. It's Leeds United fans. It's free entry on a bank holiday at Elland Road where everyone can get to it. They know how to get to it. It's not like Thorpe Arch or Guiseley where people go to Elland Road regularly. You got to be expecting a lot of people to turn up. I mean, I remember a youth game years and years ago. I think it was Leeds United versus Man United. Yes, arguably a bigger game, and it was a Youth Cup final, but it was at Elland Road and we sold it out 37,000. So,
you don't remember that game? You weren't there.
I don't remember that. But
that was in like the mid-90s.
I know of it though. I know of it.
Yeah, and we sold out the ground. It was 36k. Yeah. I mean, playing Man United was a massive factor in that.
And in that team, you had the likes of Paul Scholes, Michael Carrick, and all that.
Yeah, they had the class of '92, and then we had. I think the only player I recognise from that Leeds U team is Noel Whelan.
Yeah, Noel Whelan.
and nobody else made it to the Leeds first team squad, and we beat him in the Youth Cup final.
I mean, we sold it out, so but I think it's really naive and really stupid at Leeds United really just to open one stand. You got to open up two stands at least. But yeah, it was just chaos really. It was organised chaos. I mean, you had one queue for people who were purchasing tickets for the playoff semi-final, for the season ticket holders purchasing tickets for the playoff semi-final at Elland Road. So you had that queue, and then you had this massive queue that was going right around the stadium for one turnstile, and then you had three other queues for three other turnstiles which no one else knew about. Because we found a smaller queue for one turnstiles who no one else knew about.
My dad walked off ahead and found a much smaller queue, which he was convinced was a queue for.
I was thinking, is he in the wrong queue? Is he in like a disabled queue or something? But
because the queue wasn't very long, it just turned out that everyone was just queuing really badly.
Yeah, it was 4 turnstiles, and there was a massive queue for one turnstile that was going right around the stadium. But yeah, it was just organised chaos. I mean, the stewards didn't even know what were going on. They were telling people to go down, and then they were coming back up saying, "I was told to come back up here to queue." It was just ridiculous, organised chaos.
We did see though. I saw Eddie Gray. We both saw Phil Hay and Joe Urquhart.
Yeah, in the press box. Yeah, good. It's a good view from the West End when you
saw Ben Parker on the pitch talking to people.
Yeah, and then I kept looking up to him because he was in the gantry as well, which was right above us. But yeah, organised chaos outside first of all. But kickoffs was still 12:30 p.m. despite all the queues outside of the game. People, they were still coming in during the second half.
I think that was largely due to the confusion because Birmingham announced the kickoff as 1 o'clock, and then Leeds re-announced it as 12:30. And I don't think many people checked the Leeds announcement, so people started turning up at 1 o'clock. Yeah. And then obviously with all the queues outside, they didn't get into half time.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness we turned up an hour before kickoff, because if we had turned up any later,
I think we got there about 11:45.
Yeah, 11:30, 11:40. Yeah,
and then we. You were already in the queue, and then we found a bet. We got into the short queue, and we got in, and we were sat down almost an hour before the game even kicked off.
I'm surprised that they didn't delay kickoff actually, but I mean, there was over 7,000 people in attendance, which is insane. There was still people trickling in the second half, so great support there. But I mean, it wasn't a particularly great game though, really, was it? It wasn't fantastic. Birmingham, they definitely had the better of the chances. It wasn't a great game, was it?
No, Myers. Stand-up performances have got to be Myers, the keeper, and Pascal Struijk I was really impressed with.
Struijk was
a beast.
He's just an absolute. I mean, just for size of him, he is an absolute monster.
He's a unit,
absolute unit. And you got him, Helm, and then we brought on Diaz as well.
I remember we were watching the game, and I kept pointing it out to you and just saying he wins everything in the air. Like every time a long ball would come up, he'd win it.
I mean, imagine a striker coming up against that defence. You got Helm and Struijk, and then we brought on Diaz for a back three of just giants.
I really want
some defence.
one of Halman's. I know Halman's already played against Sheffield United away this season.
Yeah,
because he had to come on for Liam Cooper. But I'd love for Strick to make the step up. I'd love to see him in the senior team. I know we won't probably see it this season, and fair enough. I'd like him on the bench though for playoffs, because it's if one of Cooper or Janssen gets injured, I'd love to see him come on and have an absolute beast of a debut.
He's just an absolute unit. Isaac as well, he made quite a few, one or two mistakes, but when he was coming out, he dealt with them properly. It wasn't like he could see where he's messing it up. He looked composed, and of course saved two penalties in a penalty shootout, which we'll come on to. But I mean, throughout the game, I didn't think it was a particularly good performance from the 23s. I thought that we were missing Izzy Brown, kind of. He's been playing with the under-23s throughout the season. They did kind of miss him. The only first teamers there was Berardi, Jack Clark and Shackleton, really. And there was no Izzy Brown, as I mentioned. Bailey Pickett-Fowle, we were talking, because he wasn't starting, which he has been. And we were saying, could he possibly be starting on Saturday against Derby? What do you think about that?
I just don't know if Bielsa will change it up that much.
Yeah,
I think it might just be the case of Bielsa not wanting to have to risk a suspension, or not, it won't be suspension because suspensions won't count, but an injury, like a goalkeeping injury, which are fairly rare in itself, but he won't want to risk BPF getting injured in the under-23s and then only having Kassir on as a goalkeeper for the final.
Yeah.
Well, for the semi-final, sorry.
Well, you'd have my Isaac to step up, but it wasn't great great performance from Leeds United, but still good play. Had majority of possession, but Birmingham definitely did have a better chances to hit the bar and everything.
A couple of one-on-ones, which Isaac made some good saves.
Yeah. Extra time, we did have a goal ruled out for offside though from a free kick. Definitely was offside.
Edmondson was adamant it was onside.
No, Edmondson was onside. It was I think it was Stevens. When the free kick was taken, the goalkeeper saved, but when the free kick was taken, Stevens was in offside position. That was who he got called for. I'm
going to say, because Edmondson got interviewed after the game and he said it shouldn't have even got that far because I scored an onside goal.
Yeah, Edmondson definitely wasn't offside. But 0-0 after extra time. It did go to penalties. We missed the first one and ended up going 2-1 down, and at that point you're thinking, oh no. You had that Birmingham City lad who shushed the crowd.
Oh yeah,
we were putting them all off. That kind of.
He wasn't smiling by the end of it, was he? Not to blow much more smoke up Streak's ass, but his penalty was also sorry, you have to cut that out. His penalty was the best penalty as well.
His penalty was great. Top corner, top right hand corner, sending the keeper the wrong way. It was a great penalty.
On his left foot as well. I don't know if he is left footed, to be fair. He might be.
But 2-1 down, but then we end up not conceding another penalty. Isaac with two fantastic saves. And then Jack Clark scored the winning penalty to win the PDL national title for the Leeds United under-23s. I mean, just an excellent achievement, isn't it?
Yeah,
excellent
of course.
Achievement.
I mean, obviously they got the trophy for winning the Northern League, and they carried that around Elland Road at the Villa game, didn't they? And they didn't get a trophy for this, but they did win the title. They are officially national champions, and that's a massive. You can see the effect that Corberan and the link between the first team strategies and tactics and the under-23s tactics are when they've gone from coming mid-table in the division last year. That's the under-23s, that is, although applies to the first team as well.
Yeah.
to going on and winning the title by they've only lost one game this calendar year, the under-23s, so they basically just smashed it out of the park second half of the season. Yeah,
they've been fantastic to watch all season, so big congratulations to them. And I'm looking forward to seeing a few of them step up for the first team. You can maybe see him featuring in the friendly matches. I'd say that we will definitely see him in the friendly matches.
Oh yeah, in the pre-season games you'll see him.
And I'm looking forward to seeing him in action next season. It'll be very interesting. It'll be really good to watch the under-23s this season. Big congratulations to them. They've just been fantastic, and PDL national champions. It's fantastic stuff. So that's the under-23s. Let's now look ahead to the game on Saturday and the game on Wednesday. The playoff semi-final against Frank Lampard's Derby County. We haven't said that yet in this podcast. Frank Lampard's Derby County.
Yeah. I'm sure Sky will say it for us a million times on Saturday.
Yeah. Fat Frank Lampard's Derby County. I don't know.
Crying Frank Lampard's Derby County.
Fat Frank. First leg of the playoff semi-final against Frank Lampard's Derby County is away at Pride Park on Saturday. I think it's a 5:15 p.m. kickoff. Charles, are you confident going into this one? We mentioned this before, but are you confident going into this first leg?
It's not going to be the same as when we were there last time.
No.
There's a lot more riding on it.
Yeah, I mean, we did beat them 4-1, but that was back in August.
It was the second game of the season.
Yeah, just ages and ages ago, and it's going to be a completely different game. We've probably got worse, and they've arguably got better. So, yeah.
Pretty even, I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll be a draw. I really do.
Yeah, we'll go on score predictions in a bit, but yeah, are you confident going away at Pride Park? I mean,
the players have got to be up for it.
Yeah, you've got to be up for it. How can you not be up for the playoff semi-final?
Because if we get through the first leg, usually when we've been in playoffs in the past, we've normally had to come back in the second leg. We never really do the first leg very well. But the key to a good playoff semi-final is getting a good result away from home. If you can get a decent draw or only come away with a 1-goal deficit, or even, obviously, best case scenario, if you win the game, which I don't think we will, I think we'll draw at the weekend. But if you get a decent result, like a draw or a win at the weekend, then it sets us up, it teases up perfectly to play Elland Road, because then they've got to come at us and we can just punish them.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we need. I mean, just go down there, get a result and stay in the tie. I mean, even if we lose 1-0, I'll take that back to Elland Road. I will, because we remain in the tie. As long as we don't lose 2 or 3-0, and then, the tie is essentially over, unless, we produced a Liverpool kind of performance, which did against Barcelona.
How funny would it be if they beat us 3-0 at Pride Park and we beat them 4-0 on the road?
Yeah,
the scenes.
That would just be insane. I don't think that'll happen. I mean, that Liverpool-Barcelona game on Tuesday, that was some game. Let's just mention that really quickly. That was just fantastic.
Not Leeds related though, mate, is it?
No, but it's the reason that we love football, though. That kind of stuff. That was just incredible.
Everyone loves an underdog and everyone loves a comeback in football.
Yeah.
And that was a really good comeback. Gini Wijnaldum and Divock Origi scoring against Barcelona in the semi-final of the Champions League.
Send Liverpool to the final. Unbelievable. After being 3-0 down in the first leg to win 4-0.
Gini Wijnaldum scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Their last goal, though, coming from a corner. If that was a Leeds United goal...
We'd be slapped all over the headlines.
We'd be slammed as cheats.
Calling us cheats and dirty Leeds and all sorts.
Yeah.
Getting dragged... I get our name dragged through the gutter again.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, so for the first leg, I mean, all we need to do is just get a good, just to stay in the tie and take something to Elland Road. I mean, even just a draw, 0-0, 1-0, just anything just to take back to Elland Road.
Just don't lose.
Just don't. I mean, even if we lose 1-0, like I said,
it's not how Bielsa plays, but just don't lose.
Yeah, I mean, even if we just lose 1-0, as long as we're still remaining in the tie and we've got a chance in the second leg back at Elland Road. Of course, we did beat them 2-0 at Elland Road back in January. We dominated that game really. Now people are confident going into the playoffs. On the back of those 2 wins, saying we have the best record against the top 6, which we do. But they're also saying that it's a fresh start. These people are saying it's a fresh start. I mean, it's not. It's not a fresh start. Yes, it's not the regular season, it's the playoffs. But it's just a week after the regular season has finished, and form does matter. It's not a fresh start, is it? Come on.
It's kind of like a blend of tournament football and league football at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like skipping all the rest of the stages and jumping straight to the semi-final of the FA Cup. It's like someone just dumps you in the semi-final.
Yeah.
So but
it's not a fresh start. I mean, it's not like we've had 2 months off in a transfer window. It's a week after the regular season.
Well, no, but the players will see it far differently from the way they saw the Ipswich game. I don't think anyone could deny that. They'll be far more up for this one.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But form is key going into it. Derby are going into it. Being unbeaten in the last 6.
They'll underestimate us as well with the form we're in, which is good.
Yeah,
because we'll use that.
Yeah, but Derby, they are going into the game unbeaten in the last 6, 4 wins in those 6, 1 defeat in 13. They did beat West Brom at home in the last game, as we mentioned. So they are going into the playoffs in good form, which we are not. Which is key for them. But as you said, a mindset thing for the Derby players as well. They could be going into it thinking, Leeds are in poor form. We could
Leeds have fallen off a cliff. We'll turn them over. We'll get to the final, and then you never know.
Yeah. You never know. You
can't predict the playoffs, mate. You can't predict the playoffs. No matter what anyone says, no matter what William Hill or Betfred tell you or anyone like that, there is no predicting the championship playoffs.
Yeah, no predicting at all. But yeah, as I said, we do usually do better against the bigger and better teams, as people say. And for some reason we just do better. And yeah, I am fairly confident, but we just need to see what happens on Saturday. We go into it on the back of that 3-2 loss at Ipswich, but the week before we had drew 1-1 against Aston Villa at home. Should have won that game. We were a better team in that game. So
we would have won that game if it wasn't for Marcelo Bielsa's moral compass. I wouldn't have given that goal away if we'd have won that game.
I don't think anyone would have. But yeah, we just need to see what happens on Saturday. I'm going into it with not really any expectations. I won't be surprised if we win, but then I won't be surprised if we lose. It could go either way, but we just need to see what happens. Go down to Pride Park.
Watch us go down there and beat them 4-1 again. That'd be well funny. That'd be really good.
Yeah. But we just need to go down here and get a result. Just get a result and that gives us a chance at Elland Road in the second leg. Because under the floodlights on Wednesday night at Elland Road, that is going to be something. That is going to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it'll be absolutely electric in there.
Yeah,
I can't wait for it. It's going to be so good.
I can't wait for next week. Next Wednesday is going to be awesome. I mean, no matter what the score is, the atmosphere is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be. But if we've still got a shot going through, then it'll be really good, really, really good.
But just any night under the floodlights of Elland Road, it's just beautiful. I love it. I cannot wait for it.
7:45 in the evening as well. Evening kickoff. Frank Lampard's Derby County. The build-up. Oh,
it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Every pub in Leeds is going to be rammed. We're not going to get served all night.
But yeah, score predictions for both games. Do you think we'll win the tie? What's your score prediction?
I'm not predicting it. I'm not giving you specific scores. No. I will say we're going to draw down there, and I think we're going to win Elland Road. Yeah,
I have to agree. You know what? I'll say I'll go 1-1 away at Derby, and then I reckon we'll beat them 2-0 at Elland Road. That's what I'm going to go for. I reckon we will win. Do you reckon we'll beat them? Do you reckon we'll get through?
You've got to believe you go through, because I said this yesterday to my mate when I was talking about it. I would rather have a bath in Domestos than Frank Lampard's Derby County knock us out of the playoff semi-final. I can't think of anything worse. I can't think of any worse media coverage than the fallout of that defeat. It'll be Twitter and Facebook and Sky, and life will just be unbearable.
Oh, gee, that is going to be. Yeah, I could not live with Fat Frank Lampard's Derby County beating us in the playoff semi-finals. That'd be awful.
It would be the worst.
Yeah, lineup. What would you change in the team? Would you give any youngsters a run out? I don't think Bielsa would.
Are we talking about what I think Bielsa will do or what I would do?
Well, both.
I think Bielsa will keep it the same.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I would. I mean, left back, who would you play? Berardi at left back, definitely.
Jack Clark on the left wing as well.
Jack Clark on the left wing for Jack Harrison. I'd just change that entire left side because that is really, really poor. I'd start Tyler Roberts in midfield ahead of Forshaw as well.
No, I'd start Forshaw for the away fixture, down at Pride Park because we were more solid, and then I'd have Tyler Roberts starting at Elland Road.
Yeah, that's a shout. Yeah, we need to remember it's 2 legs. That's a shout. But yeah, definitely change that left hand side because that left hand side is dross.
And then if we need a goal in the away leg and we're feeling like we can get one, just
bring on Tyler Roberts.
Tyler Roberts on, get a bit of link up play going and see if we can nick a goal.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, definitely change that left hand side because that is just absolute dross.
He gets subbed off every game. I don't know how he continues to start.
Yeah, Jack Harrison.
If I was Jack Clark, I'd be going to Bielsa saying, "How am I not starting ahead of him? Yeah. He's garbage."
He did play the full game on Monday night on Monday for the U23, so. Maybe he probably won't start if he's playing
6 days, mate. 6 days at rest is more than most footballers get in a season.
And he's 18 years old. He's a youngster. So.
Yeah, he should have an engine.
Yeah, definitely.
You're supposed to lose your engine when you're old. Yeah. Hernandez should be the one who they're keeping like cryogenically frozen in between games. Yeah. filling him full of energy packs and things.
But let's get this right. So we want Berardi for Dallas on our left back, Jack Clark on the left for Jack Harrison. Goalkeeper, we want Billy Pickford to go in, but
it won't happen.
Yeah, he'll keep Keogh saving there. And then also, I want Tyler Roberts to start in midfield for Forshaw. But
Roof will start up front because Bamford's still suspended.
Yeah, but I want Tyler Roberts to start. I think without him, we'll lose quite a lot of creativity.
That's
to be honest, but we both think that we're going to get through. You can't help but just believe. You have to believe.
If you don't, then you start spiraling. So you gotta believe.
Yeah. But yeah, that brings us to the end of episode 20 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Dan, thank you very much to Charles for joining me in the studio as you always do.
Thanks for having me back.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who listened as well.
Cheers, lads.
This week,
and
that is very much appreciated. Don't say lads and lasses now, especially in this day and age.
And other.
But if you enjoyed, why not subscribe or follow the podcast? Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes and Apple Podcasts if you're listening on there. Share it around as well. Help us out. That'd be very much appreciated. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search up All Things Leeds on Facebook. Search up All Things Leeds 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Keep up to date with everything that is happening. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well if you have not already. Me and Charles will be back next week. We're thinking about recording on the Thursday, and then it'll be released on the Friday. That is the plan right now, but keep up to date on social media for anything. But we will be back next week to look back on the semi-finals, and next week we will know if we've got a day at Wembley or whether we will be playing Championship football next season.
I can't wait.
Some podcast next week. But yeah, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you later.